Mandated reporting training. At Breakthrough ABA, your role involves working closely with children and families, often in their homes. This means you may be in a position to observe signs of abuse or neglect that others cannot. Mandated reporting isn't just a professional duty, it's a legal obligation in the state of Texas. This training will walk you through what your responsibilities are, how to recognize warning signs, and what to do if you suspect abuse or neglect. Legal obligations and what the law requires. Under Texas law, any person who suspects that a child is being abused or neglected is legally required to report it. This includes all Breakthrough ABA employees, RBTs, BCBAs, and administrative staff. The report must be made within 48 hours of the suspicion. Importantly, Texas does not allow internal filtering of reports, meaning you are not required to inform or seek permission from a supervisor before making a report. If you believe a child is in danger, you must report directly to the appropriate agency. This protects children and protects you under the law. Protections for reporters. The law protects mandated reporters who make reports in good faith. You cannot be fired, demoted, or penalized in any way for making a report, even if the allegation turns out to be unsubstantiated. On the other hand, failure to report suspected abuse or neglect can result in criminal penalties, including fines and jail time. Reporting is not optional. It is your duty under Texas Family Code Section 261. Recognizing abuse, physical as well as emotional signs. Physical abuse may show up as unexplained bruises, burns, or fractures, especially if the child has no developmental condition that would explain frequent injuries. Emotional abuse can be harder to spot but might include severe withdrawal, anxiety, excessive fear of making mistakes, or regression in skills. If a child appears scared of a particular caregiver or flinches at touch, these could be red flags. Trust your instincts. If something seems wrong, say something. Recognizing sexual abuse and neglect. Sexual abuse may present as inappropriate sexual knowledge or behavior for the child's age, sudden fear of being alone with a particular person, or signs of physical trauma. Neglect, on the other hand, involves failing to meet a child's basic needs, including supervision, hygiene, food, or medical care. For example, if you consistently observe a child who arrives at sessions unwashed, unfed, or left alone for long periods, these are reportable concerns. How to report step by step. In Texas, reports can be made in two ways. By phone to the Texas Abuse Hotline at 1-800-252-5400, available 24/7, or online at www.txabusehotline.org for non-emergencies. If you believe the child is in immediate danger, call 911 first. When you report, be ready to provide the child's name, address if known, the suspected abuser's name if known, and a clear explanation of what you observed or were told. You are not required to prove abuse, only to report reasonable suspicion. Confidentiality, your identity is protected. When you make a report, your identity as the reporter is confidential. It will not be disclosed to the family or to the person you are reporting. The only exception is if a court order demands it. You are not expected to investigate or confront families. Your only duty is to report. From there, trained investigators take over. Respect the child's confidentiality, but never keep a secret that puts them in harm's way. Breakthrough ABA policy reporting without permission. At Breakthrough ABA, we do not require or allow employees to get permission before reporting. If you suspect abuse or neglect, you report it directly to the authorities. Informing a supervisor is optional but not required. In fact, waiting for internal approval could delay the report and put a child at risk, which is against both our values and the law. Our team fully supports you in acting quickly and independently when a child's safety is at stake. Your role and next steps. Let's summarize. You are legally required to report any suspected abuse or neglect within 48 hours. You do not need to confirm abuse, just report what you observe or are told. You are protected by law when reporting in good faith, and your identity remains confidential. Never wait for permission or fear retaliation. If you see something concerning, speak up. Children depend on your voice when they don't have one of their own. If you have questions about mandated reporting, you may contact the Executive Clinical Director. But remember, that's not a substitute for reporting. The number again is 1-800-252-5400 or visit www.txabusehotline.org. Thank you for being a trusted protector of children and for upholding the standards of safety, ethics, and professionalism that define Breakthrough ABA.